Two men charged in the homicide of missing Pennsylvania men. Okay, so remember, there were 4 men that were missing in Pennsylvania. They were all kind of related to each other. 2 were friends. The other was an acquaintance. The other one, I think they knew on Facebook. Well, the 4 men were discovered buried deep underground on a sprawling property owned by DiNardo's parents in Solarbury Township, according to a statement from the district attorney's office. Now, they had this guy in custody who owned this property or who lived on this property. And I knew when they arrested him and they gave him a $1 million bond that he must have had something to do with the missing men who were on that property. And we kind of knew they were on that property because they had 2 vehicles that were on that property and they had another vehicle that wasn't far away. So all these things led me to believe that it was possibly he killed these people and put them on his property. Also the fact that when I saw the clip initially, before they even discovered the body, they had a backhoe or something to dig with. You don't dig. Anytime people are looking for you, or looking for people, or they have something to dig into the ground with, don't expect to find you alive. So it's really a sad, horrific thing. DiNardo, who was arrested for theft on Wednesday, confessed to the involvement in the murders the next day. His attorney, Paul Lang, said in exchange for that confession, prosecutors agreed not to seek the death penalty against him. Bucks County District Attorney Matthew Wintrop said that if he had made the deal, we'd still be looking for Jimmy Patrick's body, which was buried about half of the mile away from the other grave. I can't predict the future, but this is what I believe. I don't know what convinced him to confess. I'd like to think he wanted to help us get those boys home. The families of the victims agreed to take the death penalty off the table in exchange for his confession, according to Bucks County Assistant District Attorney Greg Shore. DiNardo and Kratz are cousins of criminal complaint states. Mio and Sturgis were friends, but the 4 victims were only connected insofar as they agreed to meet DiNardo to buy marijuana. Oh, man. You just ruined weed. This guy, he not only killed these men, he ruined weed. He used the lure of marijuana to kill these guys. Son of a bitch. Hey, baby, tell him we're not going to come pick up the weed. We good. I just drink some rum and coke instead. Jesus. Know your supplier. Wintrop said he believed DiNardo and Kratz were the only ones involved in the killings, but said more information could change that position. In his confession, DiNardo detailed a series of shocking killings with no clear motive. Kratz spoke to investigators on Thursday night. On July 5th, DiNardo agreed to sell Patrick 4 pounds of marijuana for $8,000, and DiNardo drove and picked Patrick up and brought him back to the sprawling property. When he arrived, Patrick said he only had $800, and DiNardo agreed to sell him a shotgun for that amount. DiNardo then took him to a remote part of the property, gave him a shotgun, then shot and killed him with a .22 caliber rifle. DiNardo allegedly used a backhoe to dig a 6-foot deep hole and bury him. On July 7th, DiNardo agreed to sell a quarter pound of marijuana to Finicciaro. DiNardo picked up Kratz, his cousin, and 2 drove to Finicciaro's house and planned to rob him. The 3 of them drove back to DiNardo's large property. There, Kratz shot Pianagio in the head with a handgun that belonged to DiNardo's mother. However, Kratz told the police that DiNardo was one who shot Finicciaro. Then they placed him in a metal tank that DiNardo referred to as the Big Broaster. This is sick, man. Afterward, DiNardo agreed to sell marijuana to Thomas Mio. That same night, he picked up Mio and his friend, Mark Sturgis, and drove them back to his property. DiNardo told police that when they exited the property, he shot Mio in the back, who fell to the ground screaming. Sturgis started to run away, and DiNardo shot Sturgis, killing him. DiNardo then drove the backhoe over Mio and basically crushed him. This happened. According to the complaint, DiNardo allegedly used the backhoe to lift their bodies up and put them in a metal tank with Finicciaro's body. DiNardo allegedly poured gasoline into the tank and lit it. There was an attempt to burn the bodies, to deface them, to obliterate them, but I don't believe that was successful. DiNardo and Kratz returned to the property the next afternoon and used the backhoe to dig a hole and bury Finicciaro. DiNardo's parents own a construction and cement company called Cosan LLC that will go bankrupt in 2 minutes. An attorney for the family, Fernando Perry Jr., said in a statement that they were not connected to the alleged murders. Cosmo DiNardo was first arrested on Monday for an unrelated firearms charge that dates to February. He allegedly possessed a 20-gauge shotgun, but was not illegally allowed to possess the firearm because he had a mental illness and had been involuntarily committed to a mental institution for inpatient care. The original charge was dismissed by a judge in May, and the Bucks County District Attorney's Office authorized police to reinstate and refiled the charge on June 21st, but he was not arrested again or charged until July 10th, days after the men went missing. DiNardo was released on bail on Tuesday when his father paid 10% of the $10 million bail in cash. So he bailed out. He was arrested again on Wednesday for allegedly stealing, attempting to sell Mio's vehicle the day after Mio was reported missing. DiNardo's bail was set at $5 million after the district attorney argued that he was a flight risk. Kratz, too, has several criminal arrests. Most recently, he was charged in February for burglary, conspiracy, criminal trespassing, theft, receiving stolen property, and criminal mischief, according to court documents. He was out on bail at the time of the murders. Patrick attended Loyola University of Maryland on a full scholarship and was majoring in business. Finacharo, 19, is from Middletown Township in Bucks County. Mio, 21, and Sturgis, 22, were friends and co-workers. All senseless. All of it. All of it just senseless, didn't need to happen for little bits of money or less. These are just psychopaths. Just fucking psychopaths. You know, we potentially shop next to psychopaths every day. That's why you got to watch who you talk to and watch what you say to people. They start doing this, getting there. Oh, you don't want to get me mad. You know, they start doing that, you got to be concerned. All right? He seems such a nice guy. No, he's crazy. Oh, Tim, don't use the word crazy. What do you want me to call him? He's nuts. He's a psychopath. He's a killer. Run. Run from him. Get from him. This right here, I already know, you already know this is a movie, this is a book, this is a mini-series. These guys thought they were going to get high, and they got killed. This is Jeffrey Dahmer-esque, what he did here. He lured them with something. Weed. I don't even know if he lured all these guys with weed. No weed is worth your life. Guy look creepy, smell creepy. Look like he off medication. Leave him alone, guys. Buy from your overpriced friends. I don't know. This happens to people too when they go on Craigslist. Like people are nuts, man. Nuts. So, to the families of those victims and their friends, I don't know what to say other than we got him, but I know what is that? What is that? Young people killed for no reason, man. This is ridiculous. This is the world you live in. You do realize this. That's why you got to hug your children, hold them close, and then check them for weapons. You do. You got to hug them, hold them, and pat them down in the process. I love you, baby. I love you too, baby. I know you, man. You got to go through this shit when they leave the room. Are you in my room? Yep, I'm in your room. And don't be scared to go through this stuff either. I'm in your room. Turn around, drop your pants, and open your butt cheeks. This is Dave Chappelle. I'm serious, though. I want privacy. I want you to leave. Or I can go through everything in this room. I'm just saying, guys, this bad things happen to people who they can happen to you. It can happen to me. Happen to anybody.